as students at HBS, you have such an amazing opportunity to connect with so many different professors, and everyone tells you you're the best leaders in the world, like the world's open, you can go do anything, and you think you can walk off and conquer the world. And that was not what happened. I grew up in a lower income environment. My father was a taxi driver for 44 years. My mom was a school teacher, and we did not have much money. And I had this passion for entrepreneurship ever since I was a kid, setting up my own landscaping business at the age of 12. I did it just to pay for high school, and then eventually paid for part of college and did that for 7 summers. I love that feeling of owning my own thing, and I said I really wanted to go back and reconnect with my roots. And my thought when I went to HBS was, oh, geez, that'd be great to go to Asia for a summer internship, but I didn't really know. But the more I studied about the culture, more people I met, I just said I've got to just go all in. My first job out of undergrad, I was paid $40,000 to work at a software company in Austin, Texas. And here I was at Dell Computer being paid $36,000, literally 5 years later after having more credentials. I lived in a one-room studio apartment, and I literally ate ramen noodles and rice every day just to get by. But I was just so enamored and excited by the opportunity. And then I took this job in Changzhou, about 2.5 hours outside in a small factory town, which is about the 4th-tier city in China. But I took the role of helping the company solve a lot of supply chain and other issues, and I lived at the factory for those 2 years. At that point, I spoke Mandarin fluently. I could walk through a factory. I could, do all the translation, understand what was going on the ground, and then, talk to a customer and explain what was happening. So I saw there was no one else with this unique skill set, and I said, if I can set up a business doing third-party quality assurance work and help support supply chain problems, I could find my own way. And so I set up CEA really with the belief that there was a need for someone who's bilingual, who could be an effective bridge between the rest of China and the rest of the world. And that thesis played out. In 2015, I hired an executive coach. At the time, I had 50 people. She interviewed 20 people. And she said, Andy, in my 20 years of executive coaching, I've never come across a situation where literally all 20 people I talked to, on 100%, had such negative things to say about you. They love what you're doing. They are passionate about the industry, but you work so hard and you push them so hard. You're such a micromanager. She said, there's only 2 options you have. You either have to step aside as CEO, hire a CEO, and just focus on sales because you're excellent at sales, or you need to have a massive personal culture change. And if you don't change yourself, your team is going to leave you over time. You have to know that. And I said, the first option is not going to happen. I absolutely am going to be CEO, but I said, teach me more about what change I need to make. And that started this 6-month process of personal change and reflection. Then the team could really grow and trust me. And so the last 10 years of CA's success is also due to my own personal change. What HBS really prepared me for that I didn't know at the time was that 2015 transformation. Literally 12 years after I graduated, I went through that personal cultural transformation, and that allowed the business to succeed and led to a lot of other success and helped make me who I am today. So don't just follow the herd. Don't just do what everyone else is doing. Forge your own path. The non-traditional path is what helped me succeed later in my career. I could not have chosen a path with more obstacles. And even though I failed many times in that first job, I learned so much that helped me. It even helps me today. And so I could not be as successful as a CEO had I not had that job in Dell, where I was constantly facing failure on a daily basis, because that's what ultimately led to the successful sale of my business and where I am today.